Liam is a construction worker. He works long hours. He comes in early in the morning. Most of the time, it's still dark out when he gets there. He works all day until it's basically dark again. And he's done this for several years now. He's always been a pretty independent person. He's always kept to himself, doesn't hang out with the guys really, just comes to work, does his job, and goes home. Liam's been doing this for a while, and everyone has pretty much gotten used to it. They invite him out, but he never partakes. It just kind of does his own thing. Still friendly, everybody likes him. Liam's got a nice personality about him, something that people naturally gravitate towards, even though he kind of keeps them at arm's distance. So today, like any other day, he's worked a long, full day. He's getting ready to leave for the day, and as he's leaving, one of the guys is, "Hey, Liam, I still can't believe you were able to stop that thing earlier today." And what he's talking about is when Liam was working earlier in the day, him and another guy were walking through the site, and there's a pallet of bricks. And this pallet of bricks started to kind of topple on the side a little bit and slide. And as it was sliding, they were walking under it. As it was sliding towards them, Liam was able to grab the side of this pallet with the bricks on it and stop it before it actually came all the way over and hit both of them. Would have definitely killed them. As he did this, everyone stopped and they kind of just stared for a second. This hasn't been the first occurrence of something like this when it comes to Liam. Everyone knows he's very, very strong, and they just kind of chalked it up to natural strength. And Liam does too. He's always thought he was a little strong, but just figured it's just natural. He never had to work too hard for it. It's just there, which is one of the reasons he thought he'd be great at construction. That's why he does it, and it has paid off for him many times. On this specific incident, though, he actually saved the life of a fellow worker, including himself. And the guy is like, "Man, I can't believe you stopped that earlier today." And Liam just laughs it off, waves, "Yeah, no problem, whatever," and just keeps going. And everybody's just like, "Man, I can't believe that." And they smile, they laugh, they go off their own way and start talking and having a good time, going probably to a bar or something like that. Um, as Liam is heading back home, he doesn't live too far away, but it's several blocks and it takes a little while to get there, and he always walks. Tonight, though, as he's walking down the street, he hears something up ahead come from one of the alleyways. And in this city, though it's got high buildings and lots of people, everybody kind of keeps themselves. And it's not a super big city, just big enough, where you recognize you are in a city. And as he's going down these sidewalks, he hears the yelling, and it sounds like raised voices up ahead. And he's trying to figure out what's going on. So he, eases up that way. Liam is a very keep to himself kind of person. He doesn't normally get involved in much, very, very reserved. But he can't help but notice how escalated this sounds and how loud the voices are. So as he gets to the corner of the alleyway, he looks down. And as he looks down this alleyway, he sees a guy standing off to the side. And he looks nervous, he looks scared. And you see these three men who Liam can't help but think to himself kind of look like they're like mafia. They slick back hair and all wearing all black and trench coats kind of thing. And he sees the blacked out car a little bit of ways away with the lights out, and he's just like, huh, this kind of reminds him of a movie a little bit. And he watches and he sees that this guy is standing there. He's holding like this briefcase, and he's trying to like lean forward and like, here, take it, but doesn't want to get too close to the guys. And the guys are yelling at him about something, and he can't quite make out what exactly they're yelling about. He's more caught up in the moment that they're yelling, and this guy seems very scared. While Liam is standing there watching this, I guess the guys could kind of feel that they're being looked at. So simultaneously, all three of those mafia looking men look over. And Liam notices as their heads turn towards him, their eyes seem to kind of like reflect the lights in the alleyway. And he's never seen anything like this. And like these mirror looking eyes. And they're not glowing, they just reflect the lights really well. And it kind of scares him. He's only seen it in like on cats or something at nighttime. And he kind of like pauses and he freezes a little bit. And the guys are just looking at him. And at this moment, the guy that was standing in front of them throws the briefcase down on the ground and takes off running. The the three guys though, they don't seem to care that this man's running away. They don't seem to care even about the briefcase on the ground. All they know is Liam is standing at the end of this alleyway watching them. This doesn't sit well with them for some reason, and they start walking towards him. And Liam's just kind of like, what's happening right now? The guys are start to yell, kind of yell out for him, like, hey, come here, come here. And Liam doesn't want any part of this. So he decides to, he gets his wits back about him and decides, I'm going to just leave. I'm going to start walking off now. And as he goes to walk off, the guys are like, hey, hey, come here. And he sees their pace is starting to pick up a little bit. So Liam starts to pick his pace up. And as soon as he breaks line of sight with them around the corner, he takes off running. He doesn't want no part of whatever is happening. As he runs down the sidewalk to get away from these guys that were walking up the alleyway, he figures he's making enough ground. He should be fine to be away from them in no time. He notices he doesn't hear anything behind him. So he looks over his shoulder, doesn't see anybody. Keeps on running, doesn't want to take any chances. He doesn't want any problems with anybody. He just happened to be walking by when this was going on. As he goes further and further down, he sees another alleyway coming, another alleyway come, and he passes a street, and he starts to slow down a little bit. And at about that time, he notices up at another alley, a couple alleys up, he sees a man step out of the shadows, and he realizes that is one of the guys that he saw in the alley. Just one. And as soon as he sees this guy, he realizes, oh, I need to go. So he cuts left down this other alley. As he's running down this alley, he hears them behind him, right behind him. And he kind of looks over his shoulder and he sees them gaining ground. They're not that far behind. So he sees a trash can that's kind of off to the side a little bit, like a dumpster. One of those big metal ones with the two flaps on the top. And he runs to the other side of it, and he's using it kind of as like a barrier between him and them. And they all three get up to him, they all stop. And neither of them seem tired. They don't sound out of breath, they don't sound tired at all. And they're like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Come over here, talk to us. We just want to talk to you about what you saw. We just want to explain ourselves. And Liam just knows something's not right. He's like, no, 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 y'all just go. I didn't see anything. I need to go. I need to go. And they're like, come here, come here. And they're trying to like circle around the trash can or the dumpster. And as they're circling around it, he realizes they're starting to spread, and he pushes the dumpster. And when he pushes it, it slides like 10 feet. They all stop and kind of look at each other puzzled. This doesn't make any sense. How was he able to just push this dumpster 10 feet? Didn't have wheels. So they don't understand what just happened. As soon as he pushes it, he turns around and he starts running again. They're still sitting there looking at each other, trying to figure out how he just did that. And then they realize he's running away, so they start to chase him again. And as they start chasing him and they're gaining on him faster and faster and faster, they get right behind him and Liam is running with all his might. He can sense them behind him, and he feels one of their hands reaching towards him. Realizing they're about to grab him, he gets to the street and he cuts to the side. And as soon as he cuts to the side, he's into a group of people, people walking all around. The street's kind of busy, and there's a market right beside him, like a convenience store of some kind. As he gets to the street and he sees this convenience store, he immediately runs into the convenience store. Running quickly, out of breath, everybody's just kind of looking at him like, what is this guy's problem? When he looks out the window to figure out where the guys are, he sees them across the street, and they're all just standing there, not moving, all three. And as they stand there, they just look at him through the glass, and they're all smiling. And he sees their blonde hair slicked back and their blue eyes and their pale white faces, and he realizes, man, something is not right with these guys. He doesn't know what's going on, but he's tired, he's out of breath, he doesn't know why they've been chasing him. He didn't even see anything happen. So what's their deal? As he sits inside of the store, getting his breath back and trying to figure out what all's going on in his head, he realizes they start to walk off, and they walk back towards the direction they were running originally. As he sees them walk off, he kind of takes a breath and sighs in relief, realizing that maybe they're done and he doesn't have to deal with them anymore, and this is finally past. So as he sits there trying to figure out what's to happen next and what he's going to do, and he realizes everybody's just still kind of looking at him, and as they check out or continue shopping and whatnot, it's about then that another person walks inside of the store, and this person's wearing all black, just like those guys were, except this guy has a hoodie, and the hoodie has the hood up and the guy's head is down, and yet he still is able to navigate his way around the store in between everybody and see, somehow knows what's happening all around him without even looking up. Liam notices this, but he feels confident this guy is not one of those guys. So he just kind of stays in the back, still nervous, still kind of watching everybody. He's kind of on edge right now, right? He's kind of paranoid because he's like, I have no idea why these guys just chased me. Hopefully no one else is going to mess with me. I just want to get past this and go home, go to sleep, wake up, go back and work, and just ignore this ever happened. So as Liam is standing there watching everybody, getting his wits back, and he sees this guy navigating around, he kind of loses track of this man as he's looking, and then suddenly the man is standing beside him. When Liam notices this man is standing there, he looks over at him, and the guy, without lifting his head still down, hood still on, just says, I saw what happened in the alley. And Liam immediately was like surprised. What are you talking about? What do you mean? What happened in the alley? And then Liam kind of starts to back away. And the man, still not lifting his head, says, it's okay. I just saw what happened in the alley. And Liam's like, what are you talking about? What happened in the alley? I didn't do anything to those guys. And he says, I'm not talking about what the guys did. I'm talking about what you did. And Liam stops for a second, kind of stares at this guy who won't look up at him. And then Liam kind of leans in and goes, who are you? And the man, without lifting his head again, says, maybe you should ask yourself that. And then walks out. Liam just stands there watching this man walk off. What is this man talking about? What does he mean? Maybe I should ask myself who I am. So Liam immediately runs to the door to catch up to the guy who just walked through the door. And when he walks outside, he sees a few people walking up and down the street, but that man is not any of those people. He doesn't see him walking in either direction. And he looks down the alley that was next to the store. He's not walking down the alley. He has no idea where he is. And Liam just stands there, shocked that this man just said that after he just got chased by these guys, and sees the man is nowhere to be found after he just watched him walk out the door.